I'm Nick Hart, and this is a special report on the early years of the Harlem Renaissance.
Hey Nick, start from the beginning.
Alright. In the beginning, there was nothing except a single point in the universe.
No, not the beginning of the universe. The beginning of the Harlem Renaissance.
Oh. Well, it wasn't the start, but in 1923, the Cotton Club opened in Harlem, New York. It was operated by a New York gangster, Owen Madden. The Cotton Club sold alcohol to a Prohibition crowd and was highly segregated and only cared about whites. It portrayed the African Americans that worked there as savages, and it had a plantation atmosphere.
That sounds brutal.
It was, Brendan, it was.
So, I've heard about this upcoming star, Aaron Douglas.
Yes. During the beginning of the Harlem Renaissance, Aaron Douglas developed a style that synthesized aspects of modern European, ancient Egyptian, and West African art. It can only be described using a picture, as seen in this image.
Gee Nick, I'm really hungry. I was wondering where I could get a nice turkey club sandwich.
Of course. Well, the Civic Club dinner on March 21st was designed to bring black and white writers and publishers together. This event became the dress rehearsal for the Harlem Renaissance. The dinner was a wonderful success. Alan Leroy Locke was invited to edit an issue of Server Graphics, which was a magazine of social analysis and critique. Now on to 1925. The new musical form known as jazz is showcased at the Alien Hall in Manhattan, New York, in the first American jazz concert. Another concert, Paul Whitman's, called the Livery Stable Blues, started the true form of jazz.
Hey Nick, do you want to get a good book?
Yeah, The New Negro by Alan Locke is an anthology of fiction, poetry, and essays on African and African American art and literature. This book introduced the ideas and ideals of the Harlem Renaissance and is considered by literary scholars and critics to be the definitive text of the movement.
Boy a la Libreria. Hey Nick, you know what would be cool?
What?
An art exhibit about African art.
As a matter of fact, there is. In 1926, William E. Harmon created the first annual art exhibit of African Americans' work. He called the exhibit the Harmon Foundation. It exhibited works by Aaron Douglas, Augusta Savage, and Selma Burke.
That's neat.
Neato. Ready?
Gee, I sure have a hankering for poetry.
Wonderful. Well, we could go over to Alelia Walker's townhouse, which one of her floors was converted to the Dark Tower, which is a nightclub and literary saloon, in 1927. It was a place where Harlem's talented artists could converse with their Greenwich Village counterparts, as well as European and African royalty.
In 1928, Claude McKay published his bestseller, Home to Harlem.
Tell me a little bit about this book, Brendan.
Absolutely, Vishal. The main character, Jake Brown, deserted the U.S. Army during World War I and lives in London until a race riot inspires him to return to Harlem. It just goes downhill from there, Vishal. And in the end, he meets a Haitian immigrant who advocates behavior based on racial pride.
Wow, I better get down to the bookstore.
I'm lucky enough to get the opportunity to sit down with W.E.B. Du Bois, the author of The Gift of Black Folk. Du Bois, tell me about your novel.
Well, in The Gift of the Black Folk, I recount the history of African Americans and their contributions to American society. Along with men, I go over contributions of black women and how their freedom could lead to the freedom for all women.
Good talk. No, I'm just kidding. Tell me about yourself.
Well, my real name is William Edward Burgart Du Bois, and I was born February 23rd, 1968 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts.
What else happened in your life?
Well, you see, I grew up in a relatively tolerant and integrated community. I graduated from Harvard, making me the first African American to earn his doctorate. Later, I co-founded the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Fascinating. Thank you for your time here. I bid you good luck on your adventure.
Thank you.
Now, cut to the marriage of poet County Cullen and Nina Yolanda Du Bois, daughter of W.E.B. Du Bois.
Nina Yolanda Du Bois, will you marry me?
I will. Congratulations to the newlywed couple. There you have it, folks. The 6-year period of the Harlem Renaissance from 1923 to 1928.
At least